Slay the Princess, ну, первый эпизод, скорее всего, будет 2. Вот. Вопрос про знание, вообще ничего. Вот вообще ничего. Только что название странное и специфичный артстайл. А я даже жанр не знаю, но вот Буска пишет, что это как-то связано, как он это назвал, тестовый квест, во. Ну, короче, видимо, визуальная новелла, судя по всему, ну, я это так обычно называю, с выборами просто. Ну, вот мы сэра Бранта проходили, например, может быть, ближе к нему будет. Понял, Гартос, спасибо. Какой нейминг, чтобы я знал? Да, сэр Брант, это текстовый квест. Ну вот, да, я так подумал, что она, ну, тогда ближе будет. В принципе, все. Давайте начинать. Sleeping Dragon, окей. Ну да, и мне уже говорили. Ну, разберемся. Если будут какие-то проблемы, там, в настройках пофиксим. Новая игра, короче. Герой и принцесса. Надо будет... Сейчас наратор заговорит, погромче сделаю. Так, эскейпом, да, наверное? Да. Я же не знаю, какая будет громкость у игры, поэтому я заранее понизил, на всякий случай. Вот. Вот так, наверное, где-то.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Кстати, интересно, здесь есть этот... Не, видимо, нету, да, текста назад вернуть нельзя. Так, окей, я делаю выборы. Конец света, о чем ты говоришь? А вы не думали о том, что, возможно, единственная причина, по которой она собирается покончить с миром, потому что она заперта? Убивать принцессу. Исследовать. А в чем разница между исследуя и исследовать? Вот тут, тут много выборов. Убивать принцессу как-то нехорошо. Это другой, я не буду. А ты не думал, что я не против в конце? Получу какую-нибудь награду, хорошо. Кстати, здесь вообще нету слова исследовать. Монарха убивали в Революшн. Так, а где история, да? Да, вот в истории это чекается, все нашел. Да, реально, прям вариантов жесть. Но мы типа играем просто как играть. Я даже не знаю, если тут проигрыш или нету. Я дурачок, я ничего не знаю, поэтому я спрошу, о чем ты говоришь.
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people.
Как вам голос по сравнению с моим? Повысить нараторский или как? Ага, не продвигать сюжет, а без приписки продвигающим. Окей, спасибо. Окей, достаточно, да, не нужно больше. Окей. Если что, пишите, не стесняйтесь. Так, давай. Ага, вижу, да, я могу типа поспрашивать все вопросы, видимо. Или нет, или здесь уже изменилось. Доказательства. Ага, да, изменилось. Ага, и что-то добавилось, что-то стало старое.
Don't linger on the specifics. Job to do.
Job to do.
Get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you. Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Чат бы убрать, а то выбора перекрывают. Чат, по идее, должен исчезать за 60 секунд. Но раз все равно мешает, успевает помешать, тогда его перемещу. Вот так вот. Нехорошо, не правда ли?
Does it?
Да?
You're a monarchist.
Немножко.
Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Награда.
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Окей. Хорошо. О, можно уточнить.
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it.
Я бы хотел знать
Special
заранее.
reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
Я все же чисто для себя, наверное, чуть-чуть уже сделаю. Чуть-чуть. Так, хочу спросить про другого.
Oh, if only that were the case.
Это наратор.
I don't make the rules. I have to say, I'm surprised at your reluctance thus far. But unfortunately for the both of us, you're the only one who can pull this off. Like I said, I don't make the rules, no matter how much I wish I did. While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock.
Еще погромче, да? Угу, давайте. Я не против. А музыку, мне кажется, тише не нужно делать, она не такая громкая. Просто голос побольше.
Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Ну, буду в адеквате.
I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then each and every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us.
Go.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Voice of the Hero — это типа ГГ, да?
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
А, нет. Это еще один голос в голове. Походу.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Взял нож,
The
режь.
blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Ну, взять возьмем.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Угу.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp.
Теперь
A
он
hint of
по-другому
rot filtering from the
подступается
ancient
к
wood.
нам.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds
Специфичный
dangerous.
голос.
It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Ну, чисто в теории это ее дом.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
I'm here to kill you.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You walk down the
Она
stairs
привязана.
and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Да. Явно характер не такой, какой ожидался.
Then why did you bring a knife with you? How about you drop it, and then we can chat?
Нож не
She
помешает.
makes a compelling point. What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Look at her. It's not like she's a threat. Don't you dare. It's
Я и
fine.
моя
We
шиза.
can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Ничто же не помешает мне потом поднять, наверное. Просто чтобы успокоить.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an
Почему наши руки
unceremonious
дрожащие?
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face.
Карандашный рисунок чисто такой.
We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor.
Да, помню.
You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Ты мне мешаешь. Да, хочу про мир узнать. И сначала все же по-человечески спросить имя. Давайте начнем с именем.
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Note the lack of detail.
Мне нельзя доверять. Про мир спросим.
Don't just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think.
Вино, конечно, очень
I don't
специфичное.
remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you
Neat.
why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Дефлект это... Что значит дефлект? В плане того, что типа продолжать, не продолжать, типа переход с одного диалога на другие. Ладно. Я знаю, да, дословный перевод я имею в виду в плане геймплейном, что это значит.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
Подожди, реально, фон немножко отдельно.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
Это как?
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
Это можешь оказать сопротивление?
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust.
Доверие можно завоевывать.
So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you
Или
trust
голосу
whoever
в
put
своей
me here?
голове.
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
Как давно?
Too long.
Сколько тебе лет? Не хочет отвечать, ладно.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
Давайте узнаем получше, что с ней делать.
That seems like a pretty good compromise.
Да.
Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
One way or another,
Oh.
I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help.
Chill. Что со шрифтом?
And if you don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
You have to make a choice.
Это было в
So
минус
for
ей.
all our sakes, it's the
Зачем
right one.
угрожать? Ну, давайте пока подождем.
I know you think this is a fair compromise, but it isn't. No one wins here. It's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work. If we just stay here and keep watch, no one has to die.
You're making a mistake.
Никто не
Turn
доволен.
your back to the princess and make your way to the stairs.
It won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
Оставил меня позади, скорее всего, там было. Сейчас
Slip
ушел
these
behind.
chains. She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing.
А, тут даже все перевели.
Either way, she dropped her mask, didn't she? You can still turn around and finish the job.
Не-не, придерживаемся плана.
You'll be the death of all of us, but fine. Have it your way.
Раз
You close
решили,
the
до конца
basement,
стоим.
locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade.
А ты Блейд забрал?
Okay, we can make this work. You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing,
Не будет
wailing
мешать вам.
voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
Обычно я выключаю его, чтобы не отвлекал. Ну, давайте сейчас верну его. Так, вот видишь. Он совсем, да, маленький, вообще не мешает. Хорошо. Тут опции даже сразу.
I know you're still there.
Да блин!
Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out?
Это не выглядит как то, что захочется выпустить.
It's not like this little door I'll hold for very long anyways. It's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
She sounds
Да уж.
terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare.
Ну хорош бить.
As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you up
What?
piece by piece. I won't forget what you did, and I'll never forgive it. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker. No, it doesn't.
Не согласна теперь.
I could be innocent and harmless if I want to be. Teasing me with fresh air and a chance to finally live freely doesn't inspire me to play nice.
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall.
Блин, какой раздражающий звук, капец. Фух,
You jolt awake in
закончился.
the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. The ruckus has stopped, and the door to the basement is ajar, its lock broken, and the table shoved out of the way. Where is she?
Thanks for helping
That-
me get out of that awful basement.
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops working. It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet, and then your legs. You lie prone on the floor of the cabin, unable to do anything.
Наратор был
but
прав,
make the sound
походу.
grow. Whose side are you on? Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the
Это
truth.
правда.
Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
She steps closer,
Bruh.
one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
Or maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills.
Жабр, что?
What a shame. If you'd only help me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest. You have seconds left.
I'd say better luck next time, but we both know this is the end, don't we?
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends. I'm sorry, but it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Так и должно было случиться, ну ладно.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
То есть мы не проиграли, мы дальше двигаемся по сюжету.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Again.
People don't die twice. You haven't even met the princess, and I hardly think she'd be capable of killing someone as skilled and courageous as yourself. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Окей, Voice of the Hero помнит, а наратора нет.
Shh! What if he hears us?
Voice of the Paranoid. Голос паранойи или это что-то другое значит?
That's a very good question, little voice. What if he does hear you? Shit! I think you'll find yourselves very hard-pressed to keep any secrets from me. Not that it matters right now, because like I said, this is the first time we've met. Still, I'd rather not get off on the wrong foot. We've a world to save after all. Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. We couldn't trust either of you, and as far as I'm concerned, we still can't. All we did was lock her away. And how'd that work out? No comment. Well then, congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right.
Его слова звучат убедительно.
To send us back in there. Do you want us to slay the princess, or do you want the princess to slay us? Obviously, I want you to slay her. One of you poses a threat to the world, and the other doesn't. Anyways, I believe your other question was something along the lines of, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We were killed by the princess, and now everyone's right back where they started. Sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Speak for yourself.
Появился
From my
параноик.
perspective, there were plenty of consequences. I'm never going to forget the way she just made us stop working. That's only scratching the surface. If what you said is true, it begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or have you found yourself in another world?
Я видел английскую, кстати, версию тоже.
What do you think happened after you died?
Что они делали ее под явно, а тут они еще и, ну, другие челы просто позвали даже настоящего.
Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? If she brought an end to everything and everyone, how are we supposed to stop her? What do you want from us?
Взять нож и
I
резать.
want you to succeed. You'll find a way. You're the only one who can.
Давайте
Just be
поговорим.
quick about it.
По очереди.
Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world.
Теперь звучит разумно.
She is just a princess. Whatever you think happened to you last time, just get it out of your head before you get to the cabin, and you'll be fine. I've told you everything you
Скажи
need to.
все.
Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult. If you want us to stand a chance against her, we need to be armed with information. What is she really capable of? How are we supposed to stop her? Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to take me at my word. He isn't telling us everything he knows because he doesn't trust us, which means that we can't trust him. Stop talking yourself in neurotic circles and just get to the cabin already. No, you should do anything but that. We know what's waiting for us in that basement. People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods.
Согласен.
Don't overcomplicate things.
If people locked her away, why couldn't they slay her?
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special.
Ooh.
You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are.
Chosen one. I see, I see.
You can't just goad us into doing something by calling us special. It's manipulative. Why are you trying to manipulate us? I don't know, I kinda like being special. Okay, fine. Maybe you can goad him into doing something, but he's not even the one who makes the decisions here. I'm not goading you into doing anything. You already know the princess is dangerous. All I'm trying to say is that you have to be the one to deal with her. I know it doesn't seem fair, but that's just the way it is. And for what it's worth, I know you have it in you to finish the job. We don't. You saw what happened to us last time. We need to leave.
Let's go.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her.
Если честно, она не то чтобы
Don't
врала.
believe a word she says.
Она вела себя довольно не очень хорошо. И дальше просто было все хуже и хуже. То есть... В этом ее, по крайней мере, обвинить нельзя.
I don't think lying and cheating is a
Да.
thing. She was very direct with us last time. Or at least she was direct with us after we decided to lock her away. It doesn't matter. Don't trust anyone.
Параноик, ты неинтересный. Я тебя слушать точно не буду.
The interior of the cabin is plain, the smooth
По-другому
wood of
всё
the
выглядит.
walls almost featureless. The only furniture of note is a lone table, knocked on its side in the corner of the room. A pristine blade stands between you and the open, inviting basement doorway. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Hold on. What happened to the door? There was a door here last time. It's just an empty frame. She's already gotten out, hasn't she? And she's ready for us. She's been waiting. Can't you feel her eyes on us? I'm going to need all of you to pull yourselves together. The princess has not already gotten out. But if you keep getting stuck in your head like this, you're going to struggle to get the job done. So deep breath in, deep breath out. Your task awaits, and only you can do it.
Ну, давайте.
You're right. I was so stuck on the eyes watching us that I didn't even notice it there.
Глаз, которых нет, да, пропустил зеркало, которое есть. А, лол, окей. Есть и правда глаза. Я на них внимания не обратил.
What are you two talking about? There isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the floor, and the open doorway leading to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's
Наратор не видит.
definitely a mirror.
Наратор наиболее отстраненный. Явно.
There isn't. We have to look at it. Unless that's what he wants us to do. And pretending it isn't there is a trick to get us to do exactly what he wants.
Красивый.
If he's willing to lie about something as innocuous as a mirror, what else could he be hiding from us?
Да честно, он скорее всего реально не видит.
Exactly. Everything he's saying is carefully crafted lies. I'm not lying to you, I promise there isn't a mirror. really. Very different. He changed it, didn't he? It's like he's trying to make us doubt our reality. Calm down. Maybe the three of you just think everything is different because you haven't been here before. Enough of this past life nonsense. You haven't died, you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
Мне кажется, что это, ну, может быть, не ловушка, но... Я бы не
So
стал.
focus up. A lot's riding on this.
Фокус, правильно. Взять клинок.
You reach down and pick the blade up off the floor. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good. Steel can't lie to us. Is it gonna be enough, though? Couldn't you have given us something else?
Бомбу.
Something, I don't know, better than a knife? Could we have a bomb? The blade is the only thing you need to finish your task. You're more than capable of pulling this off, so long as you don't lose faith in yourself.
Я верю в себя.
Those are the words of someone who knows he's sending us to our death.
Go в подвал.
You cross
Oh.
over the threshold
Новая
and onto
картинка.
a series of isolated steps suspended in darkness. More eyes, too. You never mention the eyes.
Ну да, глаза и правда нам показывают.
The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static, as if you're descending into a place that isn't meant for a creature of flesh and blood. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her cruel and playful voice prances up the stairs.
I didn't think you'd come back. We're gonna
Она
have a
тоже
lot of
помнит.
fun, you and I.
Okay, we need a game plan. Last time we were here, just being close to her was enough to kill us.
Мистер Наратор. Давайте вот про внос. Ну, вряд ли.
It can't be that hard. But then we'd lose our weapon. We'd have to make it count. Otherwise she'd be furious and we'd be defenseless. If a knife is even enough to do anything against something like her
Обычный
in the
нож
first place,
метнуть успешно довольно тяжело.
it'll be enough. Didn't you hear my warning a minute ago? She can't be trusted. Talking won't do you
Интересная
any good.
реакция на наше убийство.
Something tells me she isn't going to be very keen on talking anyway. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. As you emerge, you
Oh,
find
как всё
yourself between
поменялось.
two loose rows of white wooden planks suspended in nothingness. A smattering of cobblestones visible against the inky black of the basement mark where the floor should be, forming vague pathways. At what seems to be the end of the room, they diverge in opposite directions. Left
А,
and
вижу.
right.
С ножом, а не с пальцем.
She could be anywhere, and there's nowhere for us to hide. We're completely exposed.
Глазки
Are you
моргают.
really not going to comment on how weird this place is? No, I'm not. Somebody needs to be the voice of reason here, and it certainly isn't you. Excuse me, I'm being incredibly reasonable. You're the one who's just matter-of-factly describing whatever the hell we're looking at like it's an ordinary basement. We're going to die down here. I don't want to die again. Please stop saying that. You're only going to make things worse. Just pick a direction and start moving.
I wouldn't give it too much thought if I were you. It doesn't really matter, because either way you go, I'm going to find you.
Давайте налево.
You turn to the left. A faintly outlined path lies before you.
There you are.
Блин.
I told you I was going to find you.
Ну, вообще-то я тоже за тобой выехал.
As the princess approaches, your legs suddenly go numb.
Но у меня же есть нож.
Your arms quickly follow. This is it. isn't it?
And you brought your little knife with you again. Cute.
There has to be a way out of this. Think. Think! What did you do? Pull yourself together. She isn't supposed to be like this.
Ну да.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
How does your blood begins to coagulate? It's as if every part of your being is coming to a lurching halt. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves.
I have no chance.
Lungs, liver. Your lungs pull in a desperate gulp of air as your eyes shoot back open. What are you doing? I'm working. Do you want this body to function, or do you want... And then experience stops once more as your body reapproaches death. Okay, whatever you were doing, please just start doing it again.
Параноик отвечает за поддержание жизни.
Sure about that? Are you sure that's what you want, or do you want to interrupt me some more? You have seconds left. Yes, I'm sure.
Работай, работай, параноик.
Nerves, heart. Again, your eyes shoot open as you gasp for breath. Heart.
Can't decide what you want to do, can you?
Nerves, heart.
Oh well, standing there gasping like a fish is more fun than dead.
Опять про
You look
фиш.
ridiculous.
Liver, nerves. She isn't attacking us. Lungs. Why? Liver. The why doesn't matter. She's already proven her ill intent. Don't lose sight of your mission. Your weapon is still in your hands. Strike at her and end this before it's too late. Nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver,
Да-да-да.
heart, lungs, liver, nerves, 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 heart, lungs, liver, nerves.
Хочу узнать по прошлый раз.
I tried to leave while you suffocated, but that stupid cabin wouldn't let me. So I started to drag your body out with me and then...
Дурацкая кабина, в смысле хижина.
Well, you died before I could get to the door. And then I was here, and now you're here
Окей.
too.
Я умер, и ее отмотала тоже.
I don't think I can live without you. And dead doesn't count. And as much as I love what we have going on, I have bigger plans than tormenting one poor little creature forever. I want to leave.
Я понял, тут текст не есть в лес, но я услышал. В истории она появилась. А, да, даже есть в истории. Да.
I am being nice. You're alive, aren't you?
Бра.
And you died of fright as soon as you saw me last time. I didn't think keeping you alive was an option. But it looks like that's not a problem anymore. At least not for me. You seem miserable.
Nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs,
I
Сумасшедшая.
am what I am. And right now, I'm in control.
lungs, liver.
So, you might want to be a little nicer to me.
У меня нож.
He raises one long gloved finger, its tip hovering just over your skin, seeming to enjoy the lingering threat. But she withdraws, sparing you another momentary glimpse of death. Liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves.
Вот да.
Like I said, I am what I am. It's not my fault that you can't handle being around me.
У нее типа пассивная аура какой-то.
princess
Eh.
cocks her head, neck cracking uncomfortably. And you can't help but imagine a smile carve its way from ear to ear on the other side of her mask.
Thinking about that knife, are we? Put that little theory to the test. See how it plays out. But I don't think you're going to like what happens. Because even if you make me dead, you're not getting out of here.
Что?
This place is mine. And I'm not giving you the stairs unless I'm leaving with you.
В смысле? Вроде бы и надо, но... Поможет ли это нам? Если убить, реально сможем ли мы отсюда уйти? Не, типа я прошел изначально, ну, с целью, ну и она кинула типа инфу довольно специфичную. Ладно, давайте не менять изначального решения.
Your will concentrates into a single fine point, and you strike out against the princess, ignoring the constant reminders of your breaking body. She doesn't even move
О,
as the
рука.
blade sinks into her heart.
Специфично наша рука выглядит.
We did it. We actually did it.
Voice of the hero.
You actually went for it. Oh, you're going to regret this. I could be so much more terrible for you than I am now.
Can she? We've already seen how she can change heart, lungs, liver, nerves.
Работа параноик.
You're not getting those stairs back. I'll see you when you finally decide to die.
She falls to the ground, unmoving. Oh. I can stop now, can't I?
Спасибо, параноик.
I can.
Вот,
Finally.
вот этот палец, типа наша ручка, реально.
And now that she's gone, you can let us out of here. Right? But she was the one who controlled this place, wasn't she? And now she's dead. I don't like to think what that means for us. It means that you're stuck here. Forever.
Нарадор, собака.
Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no, I hate this. Time passes. Forever's gonna end eventually, right? No, it won't. That's the whole point of forever. It doesn't end. I feel sick. It doesn't have to be forever, though. What do you mean? We still have a way out, clutched in our hands. Are you suggesting we kill ourselves? Won't we be dead? I guess that hasn't stopped us before. That's a terrible idea. You've already saved the entire world from ruin. Why would you want to die?
Может, кто нас спасет теперь?
Because right now, you don't want us to do that. You're right. I don't. But if we've already saved the world, then why does it matter if we die? Why do you care? I just do. I value life. Every life. Even yours. Especially yours. Why? What do you mean, why? I think it's perfectly reasonable to value life. Exactly. I don't have to answer that.
Вы, ребята.
I'm stuck here with you. I wish I weren't.
Окей, наратор.
Feelings mutual. At least we're all being honest. Oh, you could do a lot better than us. Exactly. You'll be fine here. Just come up with a game or something to pass the time.
Скоротать время.
That's a grim thought, isn't it? But I suppose you're right. You are a creature of biology. Something will happen to you before forever comes along. We don't have to starve to death. You have our way out. Use it. Unlike you, I'm not capable of being lonely. Oh, sure you are. Give it some time without us and I'm sure you'll start feeling lonely. Ah yes, the whole looping thing. How unfortunate. You were only supposed to be here once. I don't like the way you said that. You knew this was a possibility, didn't you? Of course I did. Though,
Yeah?
rather hoped I was the first one. That explains a lot, though. Oh, you bastard. How much are you not telling us? Plenty, but it's all in your best interest.
А сейчас-то
And the
можешь...
world's, and mine.
Чего ждать-то?
She's dead and we're stuck in a hell void forever. How could telling us your secrets possibly hurt anyone? It just can. Look, this world is saved, but if you start over, for all you know, you're just putting another world in danger. You barely managed to land the killing blow here. What if you don't manage it next time? I've already said too much, really. You won't get another word out of me on the subject.
Вот, да.
No.
Почему?
Still no. You're not going to wear me down. Oh, we should ask him one more time. He's on the cusp of sharing his secrets. I can feel it. I'm not. Either way, at least needling him is something to do. The narrator ignores you. You can't just describe yourself ignoring us. I can. The narrator continues to...
Черт, нельзя больше. Ну ладно.
More time passes. You're still here. More time passes. More time. More time. More time. More. More. More time. More time. More. 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 More time. More. 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 More, 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 more.
Может быть, есть на 100-м нажатии.
More time passes.
Сука, ладно. Я думаю, около 100 нажмакал.
You remove the blade from the princess's body. What exactly are you planning on doing with it?
Бросьте клинок в пустоту.
Oh no, what are you doing? You tighten your grip and fling the blade as hard as you can into the void.
Что теперь?
It's gone. Now you're really stuck here forever. You mean other than starving? Right, I mean other than that. You wait, and then you wait for a little while longer. But eventually the thirst sets in, and the hunger. The darkness of this place prevents you from wholly grasping the context of passing time, but that doesn't stop it from passing, nor does it stop your biology from unraveling. The only things you know for certain are that it's long and that it hurts. The vastness of your suffering can't be adequately put into words. We really shouldn't have tossed the blade. No, you really shouldn't have. But biology and time are immutable
Даже был
forces,
против наратора самоубийств.
and eventually, long before forever gets the chance to come, everything goes dark, and you die. Don't muck it up next time. The princess may be slain here, but she isn't slain there.
Это правда. Можно
We're on
было
a path
пить
in
кровь
the
из
wood.
нее хотя бы
Shit.
поначалу.
This really doesn't end, does it? It doesn't matter if we kill her, it doesn't matter if she kills us, it just goes on and on and on and on and on.
Я понял.
Yes, so it does.
Cold? Голос холода?
No, there has to be a way out of here. There just has to be. What if we do what she asked us to last time? What if we just let her leave? Okay, so you've already been here. More than once, even.
Не знаю насчет мира,
Right.
но для меня
So you
представляет.
probably already know all about her and all about the threat she poses to the world. Then let me remind you how catastrophic it would be if you helped her leave in any way. If she gets out, the world ends and everyone ends with it.
Может быть,
Yourself
правда.
included. Oh, threatening us with death, are we? And why should we be afraid of dying? We've already done it twice. All death has done is shunt us back to these woods, where we're forced to listen to your empty warnings again and again. This place feels a bit different though, doesn't it? I don't even know what I'd call it.
Да.
It's definitely not the same path in the woods anymore. That's all the more reason to take this seriously. If the path isn't the same, it means that her influence is spreading, and the world has already started to end. Her influence? I really shouldn't have said that. It'll make your task more difficult. But now it's out, you could always take that information as a sign of goodwill between us and do your job, alright? Great. Let's just hurry.
Давайте по очереди.
Suspiciously quick. If I had to make a wager, I'd say yes and no. Is that supposed to be a riddle? If it is, it's not very good. I haven't met you, but you've clearly met me. It sounds to me like you're hopping between parallel realities, in which case the me you just met here is the same collection of experiences as the me you met at all of those other beginnings, but their continuity breaks the moment you say or do anything, in effect making them all separate. So, yes, I'm the same me.
Здесь тоже что-то не до конца, да, ну ладно.
I'm not sure how we're supposed to kill him ourselves, but he's asking for it. Maybe there's some way she can take care of him for us. They've clearly all been through some harrowing experiences. Don't let their baggage influence your decisions. You have the ability to see things clearly. I suggest you use it. You're making a dizzying amount of assumptions. Your perceived reality looping twice before does not mean it will continue to do so forever. Those little voices have already drawn attention to the fact that even the path is different. The world itself is at a tipping point. Know that there is always a choice. Even if you were stuck in an infinite loop, there's no reason to assume that the mere nature of the infinite would force you to make any specific choice. You do have free will, as much as things would be easier if you didn't. And you can just keep making the correct choice forever, never deviating. Everyone is manipulating us, but we're starting to see the threads now. We just have to avoid getting tangled up in them.
Перечисляй
On
органы
second
лучше.
thought, let's not kill him. Let's throw him someplace that never ends. I'd like to see what that does to him. Then she finds a way out on her own.
И...
So, standing around out here is the same as us letting her out. Only we don't have to see her. That's got to be better. No, it's strictly worse. And why is that? Because it's cowardly, for starters. And because the unknown is
Побыли
always worse than
храбрецами.
the known. But really, all you're doing right now is weighing two considerably bad options. The only solution worth considering is slaying her, and whatever delusion is holding you back from doing that is just that, a delusion. If you already managed to end her in some other world, the only reason you'd be here is that you somehow managed to do it wrong.
Run
Baby,
away.
don't do this. You're going to damn everything to oblivion. You have to do something. You can't just walk away. Yet here we are, walking away despite your protestations. There's got to be a crack in this world somewhere. If he's looking in at us, there has to be a way out. Ugh, fine. Walk down the path away from the cabin. For all our sakes, that you
Nope.
change your mind before it's too late.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? Everything is getting fuzzy.
А?
What's going on? Where are we?
Мир
I
просто
don't know.
схлопнулся.
But it feels like home. It's finally happened, hasn't it? We finally cracked.
Вы больше не одиноки, ну спасибо. Сопротивление пальца проводит когтями по стеклянной поверхности твоей души. Разочарование. Этот сосуд полон тобой. Мне нужно что-то пустое, куда я могла бы заползти. Мне нужно что-то похожее на меня. Может, и она должна выйти внутри нас? Попробуем проснуться. Это не так. Оу! А теперь, походу,
You're
мы
on a
проиграли.
path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin, you're here to slay her.
Да, я на пропуск, я вижу, да-да-да. Появился. Ну, я думаю, вопросы задавать новые нет смысла. Не знаю, если я сразу свалю.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going? Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Знает.
That's strange.
Э?
It looks like this path also leads to the cabin.
Что за?
How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Run
Really
away!
keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies.
Forever. Нет. Где?
When I said everyone, I meant everyone. That's a pretty large group to just condemn to death over a single princess. And, last I checked, you're part of everyone too, so if you think about it, walking up to that cabin and slaying her is really in your best interests as well. But fine, turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess. There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be. Wait, what's going on? You're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world. You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
What? Серьезно? Это был выбор мой, по сути, итоговый.
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Да. Мягкость нашей камеры.
Last I checked, there wasn't any last time. We've just met, you and I. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking.
Contrarian. Это как переводится? Тут я даже слова такого не знаю.
The entire world ending wasn't enough to get rid of us. I don't think there's much he can do other than object. I wonder what else we can do to ruin his day. If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off. The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky.
Типа это из-за того, что мы постоянно отрицали.
The world hasn't ended yet, and you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
Окей. Все, прости, но есть вопрос.
What are you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess.
Ну ладно, go.
A warning before you go any further.
Стена, блин.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar. Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it. Let's keep an open mind. The cabin interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors.
Тут больше
all
подробностей
projected across
стало.
what's almost the same space. It's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense. The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs
Разваливается.
all the wrong lengths, its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Да, много слоев. Отдельных вообще.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway? No, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place? You have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess.
Это вообще ни о чем не
How
говорит.
many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise? You can't just say that, and when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world. And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her. Oh, ho, ho, ho! You've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves? Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together. Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm. Ow, even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us.
Наратор же.
I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird. What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard. Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task.
Давайте вот раз посмотрим на зеркало.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward,
Опять, да, эта
rub your
странная
hand
рука.
against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
То есть все же зеркала нету.
There was a mirror a second ago. Now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see. You take the blade from the table. Okay, fine, you took the knife, but you really shouldn't hold it like that. Then how are we supposed to hold it?
Да.
The other way, thumb at the bottom. Will look much cooler and more serious if we hold it with our thumb
Ассасин.
at the bottom. It really doesn't matter how you hold the blade, as long as you have it. Just make a choice.
Держи зеркало в другую
Switch
сторону.
your grip on
О,
the
реально.
Congratulations.
Изменилось, видите? Ля.
Yes! Isn't this so much better? Okay, fine. You're right. This does look a lot better. It really doesn't matter. Just get on with it and deal with the princess already.
Let's go.
The
Так,
door to the basement
окей.
creaks open, revealing a web
Уже всё
of branching
поплыло.
staircases all built from unidentifiable materials. Nothing here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get. your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere. The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour.
Я уже говорил про
Her
хорошее.
voice, a disquieting collage of tone
В
and
прошлый раз я ничего не
personality
сделал, она не
drags
должна
up
быть
the
агрессивно ко мне
stairs.
настроена.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a baby. I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? He threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, and what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to win these days.
Реально, это его цель. Go по центральной.
You step onto the center staircase. Paths wind out around you in all directions, each step branching into its own staircases, which branch into their own staircases, and so on. You aren't quite sure if yours is taking you up or down, but at the very least, it's taking you somewhere. You concentrate on where you are, careful not to stray onto any of the many splitting branches that tempt you on all sides. You wouldn't want to have to backtrack to yours once you'd made a decision that took you someplace else. And so you take one careful, focused step after another. One foot down, another foot down, another after that. You lose yourself in following the correct pattern, in following what looks to be the true path, the one that cuts straight down, or up, or maybe sideways. But no matter the direction it goes, it certainly is the most true path. You know that much.
Oh. Huh? Huh?
You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go. Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish.
Картинка
The only things experienced
Данграмдица.
are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey. A continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten. Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as...
Can I help you?
Оу. Мы дошли даже. Ну да, так как мы ничего не делали, она камера любила.
What the hell was that? What happened to us? I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs. Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's
Да
over.
уж, трип.
Time to get back to our old devilish ways. The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here. And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to... He's just being an ass. We remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit, try and get our bearings. She seems...
Нет. I'm sorry.
Is this a quiz?
Посветлело.
You're the one who came down here, and with a sharp, sharp knife, too. But you know, right? You have to know. You're the only other person I've ever seen. Or at least the only one I can remember. Don't give me false hope. Please just end this already. One way or another, just do it.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. And where there was once just one of her, there is... We can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? You said you'd been here before, right? What exactly
Здесь мы не были.
last time? Does it matter? Yes, it matters. But I'm not going to waste any more time prying out details if you're going to be so irritating about it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it? Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here and you need to do it now. Ooh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
I don't remember what it was like before I was in this place. Why would I know what happened to you? Oh, I thought they would send something better to deal with me. If the stairs managed to chew you up,
I will devour you.
Я сожру тебя.
we're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out, and barely a way in.
Ну, а почему этот вариант? Тут 3 варианта, но они нажимаются как один. Кек.
There must be something wrong with you. I'm the same as I was a moment ago. I don't feel like I've gotten any bigger. It must be fear creeping into your heart.
You know you can't stop me.
А, в этом идея.
And what's
О,
that supposed
их
to
4
mean?
уже.
Are you trying to get under my skin?
Нет, зачем под кожу?
She fractures again. I don't like where this is going. Neither do I. Which is why you need to slay her now before things get more complicated.
Я хочу пятую, а то композиция выглядит неправильно.
How would we even do that? Where would we start? You would always start by stabbing her. Which her?
Нож режь.
Any of them. I don't know about you, but I'm sure glad we took that knife with us. I can't believe someone suggested you toss it out the window. Can you imagine? Okay, this was fun for a bit, but we can't even really interact with her, can we? What's the point of asking questions if all we're going to get is a million answers?
А, окей, Хроно, понял.
Can't even follow what's going on anymore. We need to get out of here. This whole place is making me itch.
Хочу пятую.
I don't think I can answer that question in a way you'd find meaningful. I just want to live my life.
Вот пятая.
I'm not going to dance for you. Besides,
You already know what I'm going to do.
if you want to put an end to me, then put an end to me.
Ну, большая часть из них миролюбивая.
Not a single real answer. At least aside from Miss Blood and Destruction.
Да-да-да.
It's infuriating, isn't it? Whose buttons are there for us to press? Whose skin is there for us to get under? Not exactly how I'd put it, but I don't disagree. There must be something we can do. Asking questions just seems to make things worse.
Я хотел пятую.
This is reaching its breaking point. If you don't act now, there will be nothing in here but her. Take a deep breath and focus up.
Да, шестую уже некуда пихать, так
But how do
что...
we decide what to do? Can there even be a right choice when all of them are so different?
Не-не-не. Шестая нарушит композицию. Она будет выглядеть не очень красиво.
Stop overthinking it. Your drifting thoughts have clearly been part of the reason this situation has gotten out of hand. If you're trying to do the right thing, there's only ever been the one option, and that option is slaying her. Just do something. Do anything. Do all of it, if that's what you want. This place is hell, and it's only getting worse.
У меня там... А, стоп, у меня даже выбора нету теперь больше.
Wait, that's not right.
Все сразу.
Go on. You take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions.
Oh.
As you charge forward, not feeling to slay the princess just as you strike at her bindings and leave her to languish alone.
Все одновременно.
Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess. But this... We can't...
Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now.
No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating. Luckily for all, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all
Falls apart?
I think he's gone.
Наратор
We were never
отвалился.
going to salvage this, were we?
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and others, they just don't fit. They just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in
Bruh.
places they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable. Did you do this?
Нет.
Did we do this?
Да.
Can you pull us back apart? Can you fix us?
We should help her. I think we did this.
How surprisingly sincere.
I didn't actually think our actions had consequences.
It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
What? О, зеркало. Заменившись чем-то другим.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
He is. Does that mean the world ended?
I don't know.
Again, what the hell are we supposed to do?
Обычно наратор до конца оставался до смерти.
Right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing. Again, what the hell are we supposed to do? There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should.
А что мне делать?
Don't do that.
У меня нет выбора.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
А.
It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
Ты подходишь к зеркалу. Рука, конечно, такая себе. Когда вы протягиваете руку вперед, она ушла, но зеркало осталось. Пришло время. Это ты. Видите, что в нем. Сомнительная шляпа какая-то. Я есть гуль. Ты один в пустом месте, здесь тихо. Идти к хижине, лол, я даже ничего не вижу. Вы в хижине. Ты узнаешь присутствие обитающей в оболочке. Это сущность, обитающая в промежутках между ними.
Something returns to the long quiet. It has surrendered its path of annihilation and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel. Vague recollections, empty tunnels without a mouth. I am sorry if I frightened you. I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you? Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish to be more.
Да. Скорее всего, без этого нам дали.
A person, a set of eyes witnessing from one perspective. I think
Наверное.
that you are more like me than you are like a person. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks. Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. These ones are a contradiction, a winding kaleidoscope of paths and wall. They are stretched into a shape not unlike me, but it is a shape they cannot hold. I am sorry that you met this vessel so early in your journey, but they will make for a rich and vibrant heart. Do not mourn them, for they will finally get to know themselves. How can the world have ended if we are talking? You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Ну не.
I have only just now stirred to
Да-да-да.
consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free. I know only that they are. She is part of me,
Окей.
and part of me is her. You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Разрушится твое тело.
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Ну да. Мы сбежали тогда. Кусочков тебя должен найти.
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home. I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
Интересно.
Everything, until we meet again. You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
А зачем тебе это вообще помощь?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
Подождите, что-то подождите. Ой, не-не-не-не-не.
If you need time, then I'll wait with you.
Окей, это просто подождать. Ну, я не хочу ждать вечно еще раз, уже ждали.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Все померкнет, тогда умрешь. Оу, окей, мы проиграли опять. Ну, этот раз чуть более
You're on a
осмысленно.
path in the woods, and at the end of that path, you make your way up the shore.
Ждать вечно
The
автоматическое
interior of
закрытие
the
игры.
cabin is
Реально?
almost entirely
Кек.
bare. The air is You take the blade from the table. The door to the basement
Моника
creaks open,
момент.
revealing a... Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around. You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me?
Да, охрана.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this. You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh,
Оу.
this is it, isn't it?
Неожиданно, да.
I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder. Do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself.
Так, теперь
to
быстро
be
по
alive.
лестнице, если она там еще.
But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago. That arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
Конечно, нет.
It's over. Don't get all worked up. We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse? I really don't think you should do that. And why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us? I've told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy. The princess is
Ну и что нам делать дальше,
dead.
наратор?
Your blade pierced her heart. There's no coming back from that. Yes, exactly.
Давайте
It's
поступим,
over.
как наратор говорит. Лестница, что с ней?
With your
Мы
work
вышли,
done,
да?
you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible? You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. but it was for the greater
Greater
good.
good.
One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience. But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here. You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all.
Как
Where a
наратор.
lush forest stood mere minutes ago,
Как ты будешь
the only thing
оправдываться?
in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away. What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from us.
Все счастливы.
Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll...
Ой. Окей.
This isn't an ending. In fact, now that the princess has been slain, endings are a thing of the past.
Ей.
No.
Он вечности
This is the
подразумевал
beginning of
как
eternity.
награда.
Your reward. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days, or months, or years, or even decades.
А почему
It's
счастливы-то?
all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier. Psst. Hey. We're not just gonna stay here forever, right?
Я счастлив, вы счастливы.
Are we really happy? Or is he just telling us that we are? Really? Well, if you ever change your mind, just let me know, I guess. More happy time passes, though the word begins to lose its meaning. Time, that is, not happy. Happy still has plenty of meaning. Please, shake yourself out of it. We have to get out of here. The little voices, please, fall on deaf ears. Eventually you pass into a blissful state of pure existence. Though words like eventually and
Возникли.
pass ceased to have any meaning to you long before that shift, you simply exist. Happy. Forever.
Oh!
You have already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
Good, because I have an idea to get us out of here. Though you're probably not going to like it. The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this. I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero. He's right. It's the only way out. Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants
Нет,
this
только
wonderful place
несчастье.
to end. Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it. Don't you dare. How astute. You are absolutely correct. Using the blade to kill yourself would kill you.
Если убивать
you
себя,
shouldn't
это
do
убьет
it.
вас.
In a sense, we die, but looking at things from another angle, are we even really alive anymore? This place, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. It's just the same thing, constantly, forever. I know this is out there, but trust me, I know using the blade will work. That little voice didn't want you to slay the princess. It didn't want you to be happy. If we die, you can yell at me all you want. I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world? An eternity of bliss? You ingrate?
Правильно. Не обижайте наратора.
Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs. The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it. You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die.
То есть у меня уже выбора нет, ну ладно.
The end.
The end.
Nice knowing you.
Спектр. Кто-нибудь из нас будет теперь?
You're on a path in the woods. You're here to slay her. I can assure you that you're not dead. And to answer your second question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that a second ago. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. That's fine.
Окей, опять cold.
It wasn't very hard to kill her last time.
Потому что мы убили себя. Окей, если мы убиваем себя, появляется cold, ясно.
Well, if for whatever reason you're going to insist that this has happened before, at least your heart's in the right place. Those are two very different questions. You died last time, which probably only happened. Oh, we listened to you plenty.
Вот,
We
да.
slew the princess just like you asked us to, and then you locked us away in an empty void for eternity. So we slew ourselves too. Well, if you killed yourself, then you weren't listening to me, because I would never want you to do that. Believe it or not, I care about you. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We slew the princess, the world outside the cabin disappeared, we died, and now everyone's right. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? Had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left? It doesn't matter, because we didn't fail to slay her. And if she's really back, which I doubt, it'll be just as easy to do it again. But after that nasty trick you pulled on us, maybe she's not the only one around here in need of slaying. Just stay focused, will you? A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she won't be a problem. The interior of the cabin is cold,
Чуть тоже
a
другое.
soft odor of dirt permeating the air. Cobwebs flutter in the corners. You can hear wind whistling outside, banging the shutters against the windows. The only furniture of note is an elegant antique table with a pristine blade perched on the edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to. It feels like no one's been here for a long, long time. Like I've been saying, she's dead. We killed her already.
В прошлый раз.
Very different. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous second life proposition. You haven't died. You certainly haven't already slain the princess. So focus up. A lot's riding on this.
Так, сейчас, пару минут. Я вернулся. Как обычно, уточню насчет перерывной музыки. Если нет, нету. Если есть, сможешь скинуть. Так, let's go. О, зеркало пропало, кстати.
The door to the basement groans
обычная.
open, revealing an old
Есть, конечно,
banister and a
но
creaky
ничего
wooden
прям
stairwell.
трэшового, как
Everything
обычно.
is coated in a thick layer of dust, and you can feel it settle into your lungs as you breathe in the stale air. The very building itself feels dead. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. The room below is silent.
Я ничего не забыл.
Nobody's here. Naturally. As much as I appreciate the optimism, you shouldn't be so sure. I guess we'll just have to go down and see. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A
Мёртвая.
skeletal body, lying in a heap on
Колт
the
не
floor,
обманул.
its wrist still bound to the wall by a thick chain.
Это странно.
Okay, she's definitely dead. It's just like I told you. Before you have a chance to finish your thought,
Oh.
the top of a head appears from underneath the floor. Two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous, skeletal grin. Finally,
привет.
the rest of the body floats up to join the head.
Позитивный
Wait,
призрак.
this isn't right. What's going on here?
Наратор сам офигел. Что за хрень?
Ghost!
Ghost.
Oh. Wow. How absolutely terrifying. What's a ghost supposed to do to us?
Как же Колду пофиг.
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I have some issues with how our last meeting went.
The princess drifts across the room into your orbit, gently running her fingers across your shoulders and down your neck as she circles you. Her touch is cold and ethereal, formless yet real enough that her icy fingertips send shivers dancing across your skin. So she has a body, and she's right there. We could probably grab her and kill her again, if we wanted to. We don't even need a blade. She looks fragile enough to me.
I see you don't have that annoying knife anymore.
Нет.
So, does that mean you regret what you've done? Are you here to apologize and make nice? Beg for absolution, maybe?
Да, она была капец как раздражена, когда мы ее ставили первый раз.
Because I might be interested in seeing a little begging.
О, как много вариантов. Достать клинок, которого нету, кек.
How should I know? Why does anyone come back? Maybe I have unfinished business with you. Or maybe you have unfinished business with me. All I know is there's a hole in my chest. Not the big obvious one that you put there. There's something older and deeper.
Окей. Видимо, про
A nagging
неполноценность.
reminder that I'm not where I'm supposed to be.
Собирать осколочки. I'm sorry.
Of course there is. You can give me the only thing I've ever wanted. A way out of this basement. The place won't let me leave. I've tried. Before you came back to me, I explored every inch of this place, even the spaces between the walls. But I never found a way out. I always wound up right back here.
Maybe we should just leave. If she can't get out on her own, then why do we have to do anything? We could probably walk out right now and everything will
И
be
как
fine.
только мы это сделаем, она точно сразу найдет способ выйти.
Hasn't got out and can't get out are two very different things. It'd be dull anyway. It's more interesting if we make a choice.
But you can come and go as you please, can't you? So, let me hitch a ride.
Ну да, ей нужно типа куда-то погрузиться.
You owe me.
Джампские.
Absolutely not. Is she asking if she can
Да.
possess us?
Ага.
She is. And I hope I don't need to explain why you can't let that happen. It would be catastrophic if she managed to escape this place. Would she be able to see us if we went along with it?
А? Типа голоса в голове?
Now isn't that an interesting thought? We could finally bring her face to face with him. I wonder what she would have to say to the one who wants her dead so badly. You won't like how things play out if you go down this path.
Мы уж много чего попробовали.
If I'm able to, but for all we know, that's not how it works. Maybe I'll wind up stuck with you for a long time.
Don't much like the sound of that. It's crowded enough as it is.
Чистовато.
Be the best way to trap her for good. Doesn't seem like it would be very easy to end the world from inside someone else's body. That is a very dangerous train of thought.
Sure, why not?
That doesn't sound very reassuring. I can't believe you're even entertaining her right now. I mean, just look at her. Do you think she has no intentions for her murderer's body? Of course she doesn't.
And what? You just believed that? You killed me without giving it any thought? That's cold.
That's rich coming from her. Every
Рич?
time she touches us, it's like we freeze over.
Типа, да, дословно богатство, но здесь, наверное, что-то другое.
She's right, though, but that's neither here nor there. What's done is done. What we do from this point forward is all that matters.
The only thing I've ever wanted was to leave this place. It's still the only thing I want.
А, Рич в этом смысле достижение. Окей, да-да, есть такое значение. Там, по-моему, правда, пишется по-другому. Или... Да, он пишет Риач. А Рич богатый это через Ай. По-разному пишется, хоть считается одинаково. Странно, что машина ошиблась с этим. Она как раз таки, по идее, должна не ошибаться в написании. А вот если у слова два значения, тут она может накосячить.
It does. We're not asking you. We've heard your whole speech already.
I really don't know.
Эй.
I'm not lying to you. I promise. The world doesn't matter. All I remember is that I'm supposed to be there, not
К
here.
счастью, это, ну, той штуки.
I'm just supposed to be a part
Ну,
of it.
окей, я
It's
понял.
its home,
Я понял,
I
я понял.
think. But what does it mean for anything down? I ended.
Поведение
I
реально
also
стало
didn't.
более приличное.
I'm not so sure endings are real.
Стоп, а почему у меня только 3 выбора есть? Что за...
I don't know. Maybe I'll just fade away. Finally able to rest once I'm free from my unfinished business. Maybe I'll find someone to haunt. Maybe I'll haunt you. It's a tough question, asking someone what she's going to do with her life.
Двойне жизнью.
The princess leans in close and pauses, the frigid air between you stale and unmoving.
Especially when that someone is dead.
She pulls back with a playful giggle.
I don't think most living people could answer that either. Does anyone actually know who they are or what they want?
А, окей. А, вот он пойдет за клинком.
The princess swims through the air in front of you, pausing for a brief moment as her dark-rimmed eyes stare deeply into yours.
Наконец, нормальная еда.
You're really trying to make it up to me, aren't you? Thanks for being a pal, killer. I mean it.
What are you doing? Don't just let her in. How many times do I have to tell you?
See you soon.
See you soon.
She rushes forward and then she's gone. A sharp chill spreads across your body. It starts in your chest, a freezing numbness flowing out from your heart all the way down your limbs. I'm not sure I like this.
Трейлер и
Can we get a
опенинг
do-over?
Пиноконии. Плюс 300 на Цуки мечи.
Так, сейчас не видел. Спасибо, Джек, за 12 сердечком. Также привет тебе. Это он там, который мы еще не видели, да? Да, это который мы еще не видели. Благодарю. Скимищи еще давай сразу добавлю, чтобы не забыть. Потому что там было всего 2 серии. Кек. 4, да. Так, где это мы читали, да. Хрум.
I'm afraid it's too late to stop now. The numbness gives way to a stabbing pain, your muscles twitching and convulsing violently, each involuntary movement causing more waves of agony to ripple across your body. You collapse to the floor, and everything goes dark.
Come on, you. You've got to get up. I know everything feels heavy right now,
У нас
but we still
еще
have to
один
get out of
пассажир.
here.
Your eyes flick back open as you get your bearings, your vision swimming as...
So this is what it's like to be you, huh? Disembodied voice narrating your every move?
Да.
So, it doesn't work like that for you?
Clearly it doesn't. or she wouldn't have commented on it.
То есть, типа, такое восприятие мира неадекватное, да?
All these shards of broken glass on the floor. Are they also supposed to be you?
Что?
Hey, I'm not a shard of broken glass.
It's okay. You can finish your thought.
I'm a voice? Me is what I am. Who cares what we are? We exist. That's all that matters.
You don't have to fight. We'll all be out of here soon.
No, it matters. What we are matters. If I'm a shard of broken glass, then that raises some questions about certain other voices in here too. I'm clearly the same thing you are.
They're not listening to me. Do they not listen to you either?
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about him. You don't need to know what I am. You just need to know that I'm different from you. More important.
So, you're the one who pulled the strings and made me dead. I
Нет,
can tell you don't belong here.
не он.
You're barely even there. Like the shape of something left behind. You're more of a memory than a person.
That's rude.
You're kind of like me, actually.
I'm just going to ignore her. You push yourself off the ground. The princess is nowhere to be seen.
Because I'm in here with all of
Блин.
you. Everybody knows that.
А, окей.
I'm setting the stage. The room is
Бедный
empty,
наратор не
because
дает
you made a
закончить.
spiteful, idiotic, and all-round foolish decision.
You don't have to let him get to you. You're better than that. You're starting to make things right.
This is infuriating. Just whatever you do, you can't leave this place. It's not too late to fix this. Probably.
It's okay. We're almost out of here. Just take it one step at a time and everything will be fine.
В моей голове слишком шумно.
Everything won't be fine if you listen to her. One way or another, this is all going to end. Wouldn't it be nice if he ends with it?
Wouldn't that be nice? There's only one way to find out.
Your legs, weary with the weight of the princess's spectral form and clumsy with the cold that still pervades them, stumble towards the stairs.
I'm just trying to get home. You don't have to act like it's the end of the world.
Вроде как
That's
завод.
exactly
Да-да-да.
what you leaving this place is going to be.
You don't know that.
I do. Wait, if she has a home to go back to, doesn't that mean that her leaving won't end the world? It doesn't mean that at all. It could mean that wherever her home is, it's outside of the world. Yeah, but it has to be somewhere, doesn't it? And if it's somewhere, then it's part of the world. I suppose it's all a matter of perspective. Where does the world end and something else begin? Does the destruction of one
Привет,
open a door to
мультиверсам.
another? Or is it the same world reborn? Against the backdrop of the inane conjecture of meaningless little voices,
О, ножик не...
your
кстати,
body
лежит.
continues its ascent up the stairs, staggering through the open door. For how much you hate her, you aren't doing a whole lot to stop us from leaving this place.
Maybe the bossy one doesn't actually hate me. Maybe he even likes me. Or maybe he just knows that he's been in the wrong. Maybe he's trying to make amends too.
Not at all. I'll have you know that I do hate you, and I will continue to hate you for as long as I am able. It's just the weight of it all. It's too much for me to do anything other than describe and dictate. And whine. This body wasn't made to hold you and the princess. If you want to renege on your cataclysmically terrible decision a minute ago, well, you're the only one that can make that happen. You continue slowly to the door, your feet like
Всё,
lead
можно себя
dragging across the
прибить,
floorboards,
видимо.
growing heavier with
Вместе с
each step.
принцессой внутри себя.
We're so close. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If we get out of here, I won't even care that you murdered me anymore.
You lift your shaking hand and rest it on the door handle, but you pause before you open it, exhaustion sapping what's left of your will. Was exhaustion really the best you could muster up? It's over.
А, типа
There's no
наратор
use
пытается,
stalling.
окей.
Let's see what happens next. Shit.
Shit.
But exhaustion wasn't enough, was it? The handle clicks as you twist it, and then the door groans open. Collapse to the ground, you and the princess, free from the confines of the cabin. As you exhale from the effort, you look up and see...
Narrator.
Yes?
Nothing. He's gone, and so is everything else.
So we did slay him after all. We had it coming, I suppose. But what about us? Are we just stuck here in nowhere forever? Did taking her out of the cabin really end the world? We're still here. Yeah, but that thing you said earlier, are we not part of the world anymore?
Okay, I've heard enough from these two. Let's see if I can pop out.
Huh. Вы ощущаете легкость в груди, когда из вашего тела появляется пара запавших глаз и смотрит на вас. Вышло?
You actually freed me, didn't you?
Да.
I'm sorry. Thanks for giving me a second chance, Philip.
Don't mention it.
I think this is where I'm meant to be.
Ага, вот, да, ее взяли. У тебя нет возможности ответить, никогда не будет. Пришло время уходить, память возвращается.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now? But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. You don't need to comfort him. Okay. If you say so, we'll trust you.
Давай, Хиро.
Whatever makes you happy.
Ага. 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 Ну, здесь ничего не поменялось, да. Ты вырос. Окей, я понял. Всегда так будет. О, чуть более осмысленно, да, теперь. Ага.
Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again. Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same. With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths.
Ну да, собирать ее надо. Ой. Блин, ну.
I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed.
то, чем я буду отличаться от того, что я есть, а то, что я есть, отличается от того, чем я была.
But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
А я должен ли?
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't
Ну,
me.
другие были не очень, особенно некоторые.
There is still much to be seen. Neither of us know the depths of our being. Perhaps at the end of this, I will be the one to kill you. Or perhaps we will leave this place together and find new horizons to discover.
Ну, судно, я так понимаю, это не судно, а того части, что я принес.
This one is vaporous. She is a dream for a life she could never have. But that longing has given her so much capacity for kindness. She will make for an understanding heart. Do not mourn her. She will finally be able to hold what she never knew. The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom.
Достаточно.
But they are only
Цена за
thoughts and
свободу.
perspectives. They are not
Воу,
me.
воу, воу, там много чего ща.
The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before.
Ну, это всего лишь мысль. Ага, не я, окей.
I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence. Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy isn't seeing what you choose. There are no
Нет
wrong
неправильных
answers,
ответов.
and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets. My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways I wish to grow, for I have yet to feel them. It is you who guides me down the thin trail of perspective and memory. If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective. You will have your rest in due time, and I am sorry for the burdens I place on you.
Чего атаковать?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of
То есть
value are
повторить
those
одно и
that
то
are
же
yet
нельзя.
untread.
Да, да.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Блин.
Your You're on a path. You make your way up the
Так, чем бы нам теперь заняться?
interior of the camp. The blade is your implement.
Попробую просто сходить.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated. Her voice
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed. How many times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever. Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
Так и надо
You're making a
разговаривать, а не
huge
угрожать.
mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Maybe there's some way to break the chains?
Ножом, видимо, все же придется.
Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
What?
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance.
If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Is someone else here?
Что?
Your shouts and pleas are met with... I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Bruh.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to.
Easier for whom?
Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
Нож нужен.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates, raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now.
Or we could use it to free her.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
О, у меня даже, кстати, выбора нет.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground.
Нормально
The
такой
heavy
ножичек,
chains
кстати, кость
pursued.
прорезывал.
She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything?
Да уж.
It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world.
О, что-то начал свое говорить.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that.
Да, это нечестно.
Watch me.
What are you doing?
Эй! О, я нашел.
Stop that.
Хрен тебе наратор.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it! Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Так, ищем теперь сопротивляться.
The blade! Move the blade!
The blade.
As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands.
Конечно, с такими лапами нам не то чтобы нужен нож, на самом деле, чтобы убивать.
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony.
Ладно.
But you aren't dead yet.
Какая странная концовка.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
Боже мой, 28 ударов
She
ножом.
doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right?
Как?
Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for
Потому
things
что
to have gone
речь в
differently, I
значении
can't
еще
deny the
дополнительно
reality of
имеет
what's
явно.
happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
But she's so sad. Dumb soul. Где значит
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that, you're here to slay her. Oh, don't you start grandstanding about morals. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it. Yes, he didn't approve of us last
Sneak them.
time, did he? If we're going to save our
Noinky.
beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it. Our beloved? Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess.
Эту концовку легко запороть, кстати. Какую концовку? Которая сейчас была у меня? Или ты про какую-то другую?
Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works. We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. It sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek. What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
Full beauty in this world, да?
A warning before you go any further. She will lie. We already told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty is the only thing in the world we can believe in. I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice. I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed. Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead. The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. I suppose if we're to play the role of dashing knight, we need an equally dashing sword. That way she'll know to defend her from her enemies. Hopefully it doesn't put her on edge, and hopefully it doesn't get turned on us. Again, there's no use arguing over motivations right now. It's good that you took the blade. You'll need it to do your job. Walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least...
Ничего не изменяется. Ну да.
Reach forward, but there was a mirror. Now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I can hear wedding bells already. I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far. We barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall. My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment. You know she can't hear you. She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit.
Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so
Oh.
worried you wouldn't come back.
Она помнит, окей. Ну да, они обычно должны помнить, просто я не знал, как в этот раз будет.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing.
And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it?
Ну да, hero. Hero.
Waiting for you to come back. I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence. You've been here before.
That's right, villain. And you killed us. Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty.
And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done.
Ну да, да,
What
да.
matters is you have a chance to do it right this time. We damned a whole world, but everything reset. Nothing resets. You're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever, especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you. This is horrible.
Horrible for you, maybe. But we've been given another opportunity to sweep her off her feet and treat her like the lady she is.
Now, hold on. If she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her?
We never saw a world end, and now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been. I shan't let anyone convince us otherwise.
Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't let him distract you. Just do your job.
Хочу спросить, что было после смерти. Хотя, наверное, она ответит, что тоже ничего не смогла сделать.
You died, and now we're talking.
Вау. Осмысленно.
If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent, actually.
That's because she's perfect.
Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do?
She doesn't.
There's no one else like me.
I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Нет.
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beautiful lips.
Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
Люди, отстой.
Then I didn't end the world.
Вот так
See?
вот.
She didn't confess
See?
anything. She is innocence itself.
Not so sure.
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off now.
Вау.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her right out with no harm done.
What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird?
She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic,
Stoический.
smiling angel.
No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behavior and further evidence that she's a monster.
Что идите,
not to be
убейте
trusted.
ее.
So go ahead and slay her. No, I can't let you do that. If you
Опять?
take another step towards the princess, I'll...
You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her?
Yes.
Yes.
Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain tight,
anic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought. You wouldn't. I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide your
говорили.
hand from her bindings.
Этого не должно было сработать, будь я проклят.
I'll be damned. We're doomed. I can't believe it. But I guess I have to. I told you. There's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace.
Happy.
Are you sure you want to do this? Just one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade is buried in her back, and everyone out there is saved.
But в чем смысл?
Is that a threat? You know what we'll do if you try it. You're going to regret this.
What do we do now?
Let me guess. End the world? Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible. It's the only thing you've ever doubted, the
Да
actual
уж.
truth.
Сильное отличие.
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection, and then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
Let's go. Slay the princess.
That sounds perfect.
As the princess takes your
Звездочки.
hand in hers, you let your blade tumble uselessly to the floor, and with it tumbles the last hope for the entire world. We have each other. We don't need the world for our
Как говорила
happy
Беатрича, для создания мира нужно двое.
I like to think that you do, actually.
Что? Почему ему нравится это? А, окей. То есть ему нравится, как этот
Look, I
Смит
have
он
my
говорил.
doubts, but the choice has been made, and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it. I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with. And the princess walk up the stairs, hand in hand. Ugh, she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this. And what happens after we walk up the stairs? Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face.
Да, блин.
The lock clicks.
У нас есть нож, может, взломаем.
That's a familiar move. Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love.
Strange true love.
Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her. Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you have ever known. Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice. I'm just along for the
Нормально.
ride at this point.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
В прошлый раз он говорил, что вдвоем, по идее, должны как-то
Like
справиться
a
с
pair
дверью.
of teenagers in love, you and the princess place your hands on the door together. Blech. And lock click. The door is open. Are you kidding me? I told you our love was insurmountable. You and the princess make your way upstairs. Her freedom and the world's ruin are just a few moments away. If you don't mind, I'm going to fix myself a drink before you ruin everything. If I'm about to see the end of the world, I'd rather not see it sober.
That's the way out. We're going to leave together, just like you wanted.
Вроде ты
Yes,
хотела,
you're
ну
not going
ладно.
to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin, and then you start.
Оу.
A happy ending at last.
We did it. What should we do now?
Where did everything
Все
go?
закончилось.
Where did he go? Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into our beloved's eyes.
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
Sad.
Oh, quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a princess.
А, ну да, окей. Мне бы забрали руки. Тогда они еще... Да, все. Но у тебя не будет возможности сшить эту куртку, и никогда не будет, тебе пора уходить, память возвращается.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? Is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
Ну, я так понимаю... А, кстати, окей, я сначала подумал фронтовские перья, ну, знаете, типа в шляпе и так далее. Ну, потому что у нас, типа, ГГ, ну, не ГГ, а вот этот новый голос, ну, такой вот. Из такого типа персонажей. А, возможно, имелись в виду реально настоящие перья, которые из тела растут. Хотя странно, рука не похожа на существо, которое перья носит. Ну, с другой стороны, опять же, почему бы ему не быть абсурдным?
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. Yes, I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt.
Не бойтесь.
Okay, she'll be there waiting for us. I just know it.
Ага. А жижа была какая-то вот такая вот, ты засох?
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look all of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same. This one is soft and delicate.
Ага.
You molded her to love you, and she'll make for a gentle heart. Do not mourn her. She has served her purpose. As easily as you can stand to be you, you are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit. Even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul. It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse?
Да нет.
Do you resent me?
No more, как говорится.
It says that your heart is gentle, that even in the darkness you are
Привет,
guided by
Мастрик.
compassion.
Знаю.
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work.
Ну да, понятно. Ну все, в принципе, да.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Мгм. Так, давайте здесь сейчас эту запись я остановлю.